Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys my Magical Readathons TBR of 2020. So if any of you don't know, this is the first step of the Magical Readathon, which is the Owls, and then in August they will be the Newts. So the Owls are like the first examinations, and then the Newts are your final examinations to pass your courses. And the creator of this is G from Book Roast. I'll put the link to her video for this year's introduction of the Readathon in the description down below. Also, I'm using Sirius's trusty wand here to help me through this. Marcus and I have been really excited about this readathon, and he went all out and printed off all the careers in PDF format. So we have been like going through this trying to decide which career we're going to do. I have decided to go for the Hogwarts Professor, and this one is a total of 7 prompts for me. So I think that that's very manageable, and I think it'll be fun because I was a professor for a year, so I'm kind of like transitioning over to the School of Magic now. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So now the way it works is each magical career has a set of prompts, and they're based on your school classes. So for mine, I have a specific set of classes from the curriculum that I need to take in order to become a Hogwarts professor. We printed that off here, so we have a list of all the different classes and the different prompts that go with those classes. So now I'm gonna tell you guys which ones I have to do to complete this readathon phase 1. So in order to become a Hogwarts professor, I need to pass a subject that I wish to teach, and then I have to pass Defense Against the Dark Arts, and then I have 5 additional courses that I am allowed to choose from. So I'll start with the 2 courses that are mandatory for me, which is Defense Against the Dark Arts and Transfiguration, because I'm going to be a professor of Transfiguration. So the prompt for Defense Against the Dark Arts is to read a book set at the sea or the coast. And for this one, I am choosing Aquaman because it's set in the sea. This is the first edition of his like rebirth version, and so I picked this one up actually for like $4. It was such a steal, and yeah, I thought this was very fitting. Also, I had a hard time thinking of other books that were set at the sea or coast, and I have been craving a graphic novel for a while now because I've been reading a lot of like thick books, so I really just want to read a graphic novel, and this was just perfect for it. So this is my Defense Against the Dark Arts book. The next class I have is Transfiguration, and that is an animagus lecture, which is a book or series that includes a shapeshifter in it. For this one, I'm choosing Red Hood. This is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, I believe, and it has werewolves in it, so it fit the prompt perfectly for shapeshifters. This is also one of the arcs that I got from HarperCollins, so thank you HarperCollins for that. It is going to work perfectly from Magical Readathons. I also just sent my extra edition of this off to a giveaway winner, so I hope they enjoy the book too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I haven't read a book with werewolves in a while, and it's like werewolves always reminds me of like Twilight, so I hope it's not as like sappy as Twilight and more intense with like throat ripping and like scary werewolves. So we'll see how it goes. So the next class I chose was Care of Magical Creatures, and the prompt for this one is Hippogriff, which is a book with a beak on the cover. For this one, I chose The Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger. Marcus actually got me this book for Christmas. He bought it for me because Paul Kruger is the writer of Last Call at the Nightshade Lounge, which is a book that I also really enjoyed, and Marcus also got me that one. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. This one has been said that it's like Pokemon mixed with Airbender, and I don't see anything that could be possibly wrong with that. I also have heard from other booktubers that have read this book already that it's fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to it. Also, the beak is right here on the top of the crow, so it's very fitting to the prompt, and I'm looking forward to this one. This is a chunker. It's 500 plus pages, so this one will take me a while to get through because those ones are always a little longer for me, but I think I will get through it quickly based on what it is about. And just to give you a little snippet, it is a multi-perspective book with 4 different main characters, and this is what it says. A soldier with a curse, a prince with a debt, a detective with a grudge, and a thief with a broken heart. It sounds pretty compelling to me, and I'm excited to learn all about their different character story arcs. So the next class I chose was Muggle Studies, and that is to read the book from a perspective of a Muggle, so aka a contemporary. And so for this one, I chose Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I'm actually planning to do this as a buddy read with Mythical Megan. I'll leave her channel in the description below so you can check her out as well. This is kind of like how Carry On back here started, because this book is about the girl that wrote the fan fiction of Carry On, and kind of like, I'm assuming it's her story and how she finds love, and she's in college when she's writing this fan fiction. That's all I really know about it, but I've heard so many good things about it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Also, it's another book that Marcus bought me, so there's that, and I tend to like those books, so I think it's going to be a good one. Then the next class I chose was History of Magic, and that is to read a book featuring a witch or wizard, or plural, witches or wizards. And so for this one, I chose Dragonair by Cinda Williams Chima, however it works. This one is the third book in a series that I started, I think, last year, based on Marcus's recommendation as well. So that was the Warrior Heir, and then there's the Wizard Heir, and now there's the Dragon Heir. And I know for a fact that there are witches and wizards in this series, and they have very intense personalities. There's a lot of different versions of witches and wizards, and I really like this series because it's like an urban fantasy, so it's not completely set in a new fantasy world. It's set in our world, and there's like lots of magical elements to it. So it kind of like, it gives me Harry Potter vibes, but in a more mature way. Basically, in this series, people are born with these magical stones inside of them, which give them powers to either become a warrior, a wizard, a sorcerer, an enchanter, things like that. And similar to Harry Potter, there are muggles, and in this one they're called Anawir, and that means that they don't have any power, and then weirs have powers. There's different societies set in there, and the societies are kind of like battling against each other to have control over the magical realms. This is the culmination of the whole series. So there's also 2 spin-off books that also are included in this series, but this is the final one of the main one. So I'm really looking forward to like wrapping up this series and having that done, but also just to see how they finish it off. The second last class I'm choosing is Potions, and this is a shrinking potion. So this is a book under 150 pages. Accio book. For this one, I chose Nonsense by Edward Lear. If you guys watched my unboxing video of my UK Bookishly book box, this was in it. And this is a collection of his poems, and it's definitely under 150 pages. It's just over 50 pages, so this is going to be perfect for my potions class, and I will be able to read this probably in an hour. So I think it's very fitting for the prompt. And the last prompt I chose was Divination. I'm doing this one last because this is a random number from a TBR pile, but because my TBR pile is so huge, I'm just going to choose a book from my TBR jar, and it's going to be random. I'm going to give it some magical luck here. Alright, let's see what we get. Hoping it's not a large one because I just want to be able to succeed in my O.W.L.S. Okay, so it just says fantasy on it, and I put some of these in here in my TBR jar to make it more fun. So the reason it says fantasy is because that means Marcus gets to choose one more book that I have to read that is of the fantasy genre. So I will let him choose, and we'll be right back. So Marcus has decided on which book I'm going to read, and he chose The Young Elites by Mary Lou. So I'm just going to read you guys the synopsis here so you can get a better idea of what the book's about. So it says, a decade ago, the deadly illness swept through her nation. Most of the infected perished, while many of the children who survived were left with strange markings. Adelina's black hair turned silver, her lashes went pale, and now she only has a jagged scar where her left eye once was. Her cruel father believes she is a malfetto, an abomination, ruining their family's good name and standing in the way of their fortune. But some of the fever's survivors are rumored to possess more than just scars. They are believed to have mysterious and powerful gifts, and though their identities remain secret, they have come to be called the Young Elites. So it actually sounds like a pretty interesting read, and I'm glad Marcus chose this one for me. And the timing is a little weird reading this book, considering we're dealing with a virus right now, but let's just not think about it and think happy thoughts and just surround ourselves with booktube videos. So this is my magical readathon TBR. I think that I can get through this. I'm very hopeful, and I will do my best. And that's it for my video, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you're doing the magical readathon, and let me know what career you're going for, because I'm actually really interested to see if anybody else is doing professor, or I just want to see what you guys are doing. I think it's very interesting. Marcus is also participating, and he is going to be a hybrid of a spell maker and a mind medic. So those are like the two hardest ones, and of course he chose the two hardest ones because he's very ambitious when it comes to reading. But I think he's going to succeed because he's usually very good at these things. So yeah, he's very competitive too, so he's definitely going to beat me in the sense of reading all the books. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I post videos every Thursday. Hit that thumbs up, I really appreciate it, and it would help me out. And I will see you guys next time. And don't forget to keep on reading.
Accio book. Shut down again.